Namaste. I just made a video. Uh, this one might actually show up before it. I don't know. It's going to how the uploading process happens. But I was talking about bringing positivity to your job. We'll bring it to the world too, man. All right. This morning I had an experience at Walmart with a young lady who was a door greeter. And yes, it isn't just old folks that are there. And when I first walked in, I said, "Well, good morning." She's like, "Good morning." I could tell she's already pretty cheery. You have to stand. They don't have chairs there for them. And so I said, "Well, how you doing today?" She said, "I'm doing great." I said, "Fantastic." And I walked on. It's how I usually greet everybody, if they're standing still or they're walking by. Well, I went and did my shopping, so then I got it all done, and I'm walking back out to show her my receipt because some things were not in the bag, and I like to keep it legal. And I asked her what her name was, and she told me. And I said, "Well," whatever her name was, I said, "Listen, happiness is a choice. Let it be your choice, and don't let anybody ever steal your shine." And man, she exploded like a flower, man. She was like so happy. She told me I made her day. It was really cool, man. It was humbling and beautiful all at the same time. And even while I was shopping, there was other people in there that are just working, stocking shelves, and I'm like, "Hey, how you doing?" "Oh, pretty good." "Well, come on, let's go for great." And I just walk on. And they're probably thinking, "Oh, another lunatic." I tell people good morning and have a very blessed weekend. You know, just little things like that can make a difference in somebody's life. Somebody might be thinking about suicide or cutting themselves or drinking themselves into oblivion, and you just give them a different aspect that just might have kept them from doing that, you know? Which, in the multiverse of where there is no right or wrong, just what works and doesn't work, suicide is not a bad thing. I'll get more in depth on that on a different video because that's a very touchy subject with a lot of us. I lost a lot of friends due to that. And I'd rather focus that energy on that video. But right now, back to the positive. I go out to my car and I fill the trunk up and the car's empty, and usually you go and you try to put it in those holder thingies. Well, there happened to be a gentleman out there, young man, who had that little electronic thing where he gathers all the cards. So I set it up and I tried to aim it right, and boom, went right into it. And he said, "Man, thank you, sir, so very much." I said, "No, thank you for what you do." I said, "And you have yourself a blessed weekend." He said, "Yeah, you have a great day. Look, man, what we would consider the smallest among us are bigger than we are. Take time to notice these things. You know, I don't wear anything that showed that I was in the service before. Some people could tell by my walk and the way I carry myself. But for the most part, man, I've even thanked veterans, you know, like everybody does, or should, or do whatever you want to do. But anyway, because there are no shoulds and should nots in the multiverse. And not led them to even believe that I was in. I used to, but now I don't. Because I don't want the things. You know? I don't. It was something I did. It was cool. But I've moved on. You know? I am no longer that person. So positivity, man. Exuding it. I'm telling you, I used to be the most grumpiest, cynical, sorry son of a bee that you could have ever met. Always looking around for fights, looking for anybody to give me a toot, chip on the shoulder kind of dude, you know? Well, then, after being married for some time to the beautiful woman I'm married now, I started thinking about just what if I exude positivity? And I've always been afraid of that. I exude something nice to somebody and they're a dick back, you know? 'Cause then I get ruffled and I have to go. You know, it's go time. Well, then I started rethinking things and like, well, okay, if I get a person that doesn't come back with something positive also, and that they're just negative or look at you or say fuck off or whatever, I just be like, God bless, and realize their scope of things and their life may not be going that well, so I'll just pray for them. Well, now I know why people act the way they do. And instead of forgiveness, I understand. Understanding trumps forgiveness. You don't have to forgive anybody, man. Once you understand they might be going through something similar I had gone through before. I understand where they're coming from, even if it wasn't a similar situation, you know? I was probably negative because somebody flipped me off, okay? They're negative because the phone bill was way bigger than it should have been. You never know, you know? And so ever since then, every working person out there and every person who I don't see work, I just love them. Say God bless them. For those who do work, I thank them for their service. Because they don't hear that. The Walmart cashier, the shelf stockers, the people at the fast food restaurants and whatnot, you know, the guys that do my oil changes down at Valvoline, you know, to the ones that do our taxes at H&R Block or wherever we go. Everybody, thank them for their service. Because though they're not like working at the Pentagon, who cares? All jobs, all employments, all work is important. God bless you. Mwah. I love y'all.